Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel and Riverbed Springs for the 200-hour update on the Can You Survive FS25 challenge by Rusty Great Gaming. Well, as it turns out, this update, or this 200 hours, was hit right in the middle of winter. We are in mid-December, so there's not going to be a lot of farm work I can show you going on. So it'll be more of an update and a tour, because actually a lot has changed in the last 50 hours here on the map. First off, let's look at a couple of statistics. So if we go in here, we are now up to 632 missions completed. Number is creeping up there, although I will admit that is slowing down, and actually slowing down a fair bit. Where I used to do virtually every mission that came along that I had the equipment for, I'm pretty much not doing anything that's worth less than $3,000 these days, and because we have now other sources of income, and that's just going to continue to slow down. We have cut down 229 trees. That will be important here, as you will see in a little bit. We're in 3 years played, and I have found actually 12 of 25 collectibles. I actually have not been going out and actively looking for them. Just when I'm doing contracts, I'm looking around the area, and that's how many I found so far. But before the end of the challenge, I do want to find them all for the museum, so a little cheating for a little help may be required there. And of course, you can see we're at the 200-hour mark. Okay. One other thing I'll show you, our loan that was up to 450,000 is now sitting at 193,000. And our bank balance, if we look at the map here, shows up nice and bright, is at 243,000. So we actually have enough money on hand if we wanted to pay off the loan. Haven't done that because I'll probably invest it in other things. So let's jump in the old truck here. And a lot of this is just going to be a driving tour. So I will leave you out of camera so you can see as we go along. So this is our first farm, and this is again our contract slash arable farm. And not a lot has changed here. There has been some equipment changes. Nothing that you see in that shed has changed. Those two items. I think this one here, this harrows that we use as a mulch though, is fairly new. So that probably was not here last time. But no structural changes here on this farm at all. Not that there aren't some more planned, but I've just been investing in other areas. Now our semi-trailers and truck are sitting out here. They don't normally sit here. I just moved them out of their shed so we have, they're not in the way so we can see what's going on in there. We do have a new display on our silo, and actually if we jump out so we can actually see that here. All of those items, yes, are all left over from contracts. We could sell those on, but I'm just hanging on to them for now. We may need them in the future. And I think that Pete was here last time. We did have the international base game at one time, but this is a mod, obviously, that Peter built. Really like that truck. It's just got a heavier nose on it, better steering on that than the international had. No real horsepower there. Now I've got these shed doors all open here so you can see a few changes. The big ones, well, here, let's just jump out. It'll be easier to see. These two are new, a cedar and a lime spreader. And there is one thing that's different. Go around this way. Our harvester is now blue. It actually is the same harvester 770. It is a modded one that could be painted. So it's the same model, just traded out for a modded one I could paint. In here there is, I think, a new addition you haven't seen. We have our two T7s, and right here in the middle we have a T8. That came up used, so I did pick that up. It's 435 horsepower, so that's the big dog here on the farm. it's actually come in pretty handy. We didn't really need the horsepower right now, but having that extra tractor really does help. But you'll notice there's one tractor missing. Oh, a bit of lag there for some reason. Or actually, probably not lag. I think that was frame rate drop. I'm sorry about that. It is not gone. It's just at the other farm. We do have a second farm that we're going to take a look at. But first, let's go down here. Look at our land. So now here is, this was 2 fields we had, as you might recall. And this is where the majority of those trees came from. Because there was a forest area, rather good sized one. So we took all that out. It came out, oh, I am going to say, to probably about where the truck is sitting now, maybe even a little further. And I took all of that out and joined these 2 fields together. And so this is going to be our new, is our crop field, our large crop field. And we're going to put some type of vegetable in there in the spring. It's all ready to go. I just haven't decided what vegetable we will put in there. Last year, you remember we ran carrots. That was actually over here. Now, I did put that grass field and our carrot field together. And I guess actually I should correct that. There was one carrot field too on the other side of the road and a grass field. So this is now our large grass area. So I put these 2 together. I went up here on the hill as far as I felt comfortable. It is a little steep for haying, but we managed to make it work. And I did take a few trees out of here, but not that big. So those are the 2 fields we have to farm. One large grass field and one large, what will be a vegetable. Now we don't have a harvester yet of our own. We have to lease, but that may change this coming year. We'll see. You never know, something might come up used. While we're talking about it, actually, we'll just go in here quick. We'll stop in the middle of the road. We are still leasing the canning factory. We still have carrots in there. That's kind of what that money is earmarked for. Once these carrots have run out, we are going to buy that out. That's going to be our production for the arable farm that we are required to have, but we're leasing it right now. We did lease the cement factory for a little while because we needed some stone products for the museum refurbishment and also for our constructible at our new farm. But once we got the materials we required, we let that go back. We may buy that in the future. We'll see. But the stones came from either stone picking contracts. I did grab all of those I could get. And then we had to buy some stones from the barge to finish that off. So the farm number 2, we bought the base game farm. Now we just have the farmyard for now, but there have been some changes down here. The first one you can see right in front of us. We took out the old barn. We had a nice modern shed to put in here. Here is the constructible that we're doing on the farm. That's the one that's here on the base map. You see, it's getting close to being done. Actually, what does it? Oh man, look at that. Something going on with that truck. I've never noticed that before, but right around the truck I'm getting frame rate drop. It may need to get traded in. Oh, don't have. Let's put this on here. So we need, planks long, and it's at 5 of 8 steps. Oh, didn't get it that time. Oh, anyways, I'll quit messing it up. There's something going on there I haven't experienced before. There is some bees here, so we got some honey on the go. And I thought, maybe that's something we could look into expanding is bee production. I think there is a plot that has a bunch of beehives on it, if I recall. So this farm came with a silo, so that's one requirement met. It has a constructible and it has a house, so we're good there. And you can see the cow pen is gone, and I put in a sheep pen. Stay away from that truck so we don't get that drop. Uh, so this is actually a modded sheep pen. It holds like 2,000 sheep. And I did take a few trees out here. This pen is a bit larger than the cow pen that was here because I took out some trees and extended this fence back a ways. Not a crazy amount, but just did increase it a little bit. So we've got sheep going on. And this building here, I turned into storage. I use Oggsy's Store Anywhere mod or something like that for pallet and bale storage. You can see we have some grass bales back there fermenting. They actually may be getting, or should be getting, pretty close to being done. And all of the wood products from all of those trees we've saved. We've either put them into the constructibles or I've saved them. I didn't sell any of them because we are required to have one more farm. It needs another constructible on it. And I'm actually thinking I may end up with 4 farms. So that's why I hung on to all that. And I just utilized this existing building and turned it into storage for now. It may not stay that way. It may get torn down, but for now, that's what I'm using it for. So that stuff doesn't have to store outside. Actually, we need planks long. We can actually do that. Where the heck is that trigger on here? There it is. You can see right there, you can see we have a little bit of cement still in there, leftovers from the cement factory. Our silage bales are done. Planks long, we just need one. Let's do that. Start. Okay. And that brings us to this building here, and that is where we'll find our Ford, because it's got the front loader on it. This is a pretty sweet building. It's got a wash station here. It's got a workshop, actually, the Ford sitting on the trigger. Another new piece of equipment you haven't seen is we have a flat deck truck for moving all of those pallets around. And it's got a pallet storage in here. You can actually see one of our pallets of wool sitting on the rack. So it's a pretty cool building. Actually, if I take and I jump in the freight here, and we just move it ahead, we can bring that pallet of wool in here and show that off. So let's just move it out of our way here. Jump in the Ford, fire it up. We do not need the beacons in the yard here. Come on, off there. Oh. So this farm, well, besides sheep, is going to be cotton. It's going to focus on cotton, and its dedicated production is actually going to be the rope factory, because it uses wool and cotton. Now we may put in use the tailor and the spinnery as well, but its actual dedicated one that is intended is going to be the rope factory. So we're going to make rope. So we'll be buying fields around here and putting together to make large cotton fields. So like these fields right across the front here, I want to buy all 3 of those. That will be a cotton field. Then there's fields straight ahead of us across the road. I'll do the same thing there. And so we've got this big shed to store all our cotton harvesting equipment that we require. There we go. Those guys can carry on and get that finished. Now I could throw the wool too in this building, but we'll put it on that rack on the inside. More protected in there for sure. This around. Actually, what I could do is once I get this done, I will leave you guys for a moment and I will jump up to the museum and see if there's any deliveries we can make up there. And then we can take a look at it, see how it's coming along. Missed the trigger, obviously. Sure, that's where it was. Right about there. Well, of course. Isn't that just the Murphy way? All right, let's do this. Let's turn the triggers off, 'cause I think that should be sitting. I thought it was right in the middle. Yeah, it is. Can you get it any closer and not have it go in? Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, it works. There's a pallet of wool sitting there. I don't know why it's not wanting to go in. It's because I'm recording. Okay. Well. You know what? We'll leave that. I might see if I can get that figured out. I'll leave you there for a minute, and I'll see if there's something we need to deliver up to the museum that we're helping to refurbish. So I'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. You can see the pallet of wool is now in storage, and all I had to do, I basically just turned super strength on, lifted it up a little bit, and in it went. So when I put that first pallet in, I must have had the loader lifted a little higher, and it just popped in, and I didn't realize it. So trigger's a little off the ground there, so that's all it took. And not to be recording, of course. And I think this has now gone. The frame rate dropped from there. Yes, I just did a restart. That seemed to smarten that up. And I did check, and we do need to make a delivery to the museum. So I have 6 planks and 5 wood beams on the truck. I'll jump in here. Actually, let's do this on the inside. This is a pretty nice looking bod. Now, as luck would have it, so far I have not needed any planks for the museum. This is the first time I've taken planks there, but I did need planks for the constructible down here. So I made a few extra, and I made a half a dozen. So we have no more planks in storage. We have lots of planks long and lots of wood beams yet. So if we end up with another constructible that need planks, we either need to buy them or have another area where we can take some trees out and make our own. So, problem for another day. Anyways, it is a fair trek up there to the museum. It's way on the other side of the map. So I think what I'll do is, you know what I'll do? Is I will go out of cab here at this corner. We'll make sure no one's coming. Turn our signal light on. And, oh, you know what? I think I turned traffic off. But I'll do this little trip in a time lapse. So sit back and enjoy the tunes and enjoy the view to the museum. there we go. We have arrived. Now, I meant to tell you that no, I did not stack these manually. I have universal auto load that I used. Another reason why I like this truck because it works really well with that. So there, our delivery is done, so they can carry on working. Doesn't look a whole lot different except that the roof is now in place because that was the last thing I delivered was a bunch of roof slate. But yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. Now, if you were paying attention on the drive up, you will have noticed a little tornado damage on the map. I actually have turned that destruction off. The tornadoes still happen, but it's visual only. And a real flashback, we drove by the house that we first rented when we started this challenge, just on the other side of that bridge. So I don't know if you recognized it, but that was the very start of our journey here on Riverbend, just across the bridge and down and along the river there. But anyways, I'm going to leave you there. Sorry, wasn't much farming going on, but there is much to do at this time of year. So I'll carry on here. We'll get another 50 hours in. Are we going to make the 1500 that I want? I don't know. Definitely really need to step up a pace if that's going to happen. But we'll see how far we can get. We can certainly surpass the 500 hours, that's for sure. But anyways, I will leave you there. If you're still with me, I really do appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. Until next time here on Riverbend, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.